Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? If you're listening to this, you're going to be getting set up here for a minute. So, kind of bullshit. Look at the comments. I'll leave a timestamp about the time that we actually start. Gonna, like right now. Oh, it looks like we have Christina Justin ready. Oh, for all right, I'm calling them up. Oop. Hold on, I can't hear you guys yet. Okay, I can hear you guys
Aloha.
What up?
Aloha.
What up, fools?
Tina, how was your vacation?
You guys are live, just so you know.
Aloha.
We're streaming.
That's okay. Everyone can know that I'm living the aloha lifestyle.
Were you in Hawaii?
I was in Hawaii, dog.
Wait, why did we not know that you were in Hawaii?
I thought you were just.
You guys are so rude, and you didn't even ask where I was going when I said I was going on vacation. All you care about is this podcast. You didn't even care about me.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Tell us about the trip. How much did you get the word out about Legacy of 24 out there? Were you talking about the podcast, talking about 24?
I was in Kauai,
and
it's like very little
Kauai.
people.
I went to Kauai too. That's the only place I've been.
Yeah, it's like hardly anybody out there, so nobody really cares about anything.
But you
It's a
tried,
very
obviously. Were you talking to
Yes,
them about...
I did. I signed a few autographs, so that was cool.
They're like, hey, Slice.
I can tell exactly who you are by your voice.
All right, let's get started because Justin has a date, so we got to get...
Oh, how cute.
No dates tonight.
Hi, guys. God! Hi, guys.
Oh, hello, Dylan. Thank you for joining us this evening.
My fucking internet. Anyway.
Could you do better with your internet?
I said, so I was like, Justin's like, no date tonight. And then I'm like, I have a date tonight. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And then the stream cut out. And I thought you guys were just being dead silent. And I was like, hello?
Oh, so you didn't hear my...
Yeah, because then Justin had a joke and
I had a good fireback, dude.
What was a fireback?
I said you got a date with the bottle.
And then you were silent, and he's like, wait, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I would have reacted the same way, Zerman. Jar of Geek is in the chat field. What's up, John?
Hello.
John, would you prefer us call you Jar or John?
Or JR. Didn't I call him JR?
No, you called him JJ, but you were abbreviating his initials.
I call him Jar no matter what he says.
His name is John, and his username is Jar of Geek, so JJ.
But Jar is his initials, Christina.
So
you're initializing. You're like abbreviating
his initializing
initials.
it, Christina. Stop initializing it.
Okay. All right. He said either. Come on, John. You gotta. I'm gonna call you Jar. All right.
I'm gonna stick with JJ.
Let's get this party started. All right, we're on.
Do you not need to sync it up when you're doing it live?
No. So what I started doing is instead of recording on GarageBand, I use my recording from the record. I don't need to sync it up right now because when I started doing things live, it started requiring more software. So I don't want to run GarageBand because it's going to make my computer slow down. So now I'm recording just through the call recorder of myself too.
Thank you.
All right, 118 episodes.
How many episodes?
24.
118. Cool.
Welcome to the Legacy of 24. I'm Dylan Chuck, and I've seen every single episode of 24.
And I'm Justin Moreno, and I've only seen 118 episodes of 24.
Oh, you fixed it.
And I'm Christina Versailles. I've also only seen 118 episodes of 24.
Hold on. Yours wasn't supposed to say only, Christina, though. Only his said only.
You suck, Christina.
I thought both of us got updated lines.
And
I'm Christina Versailles. I've only...
In this podcast, we're going to be discussing episodes 21 and 22 of the 5th season of Fox original show 24.
In this podcast, we're going to be discussing all events up to these 2 episodes without spoiling any events from any future episodes.
It's these 2 episodes of 24.
Oh, shit. Damn it. I'll do better next time.
Christina.
All episodes of 24 are available to stream on Amazon Prime, and we encourage you to watch along.
No joke, it's streamed right now on Amazon Prime. Never realizing how much you guys biff these lines. Anyway, big shout out to
we came up with our own interpretation of them.
Big shout out to you. You gotta make them your own. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters. If you want to be a supporter of the show, you can go to patreon.com/thewatchandtalk. Big shout out to our premium supporters, Shakita, June, Endless Mike, and Kaka. And Christina, you just came back from a little bit of vacation.
I did. That I did.
You went all the way to Hawaii.
Yes, I did. Aloha.
How'd you do over there? Did you meet some friends?
There was nice people. I met some friends, some roosters.
Did you meet some boys?
No.
Oh, did you?
No boys.
So you kind of got you kind of networked out there a little bit.
A little bit. Dropped the podcast
social network
URL a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so wait.
Come on, so Christina. What do you think he actually cares about?
Guys,
your
I know. I was like, this is too
wait,
much.
Guys, hold on. Stop. I was getting to something because I just thought about something. Because if you're ever, sometimes you need to boost your network. You'd fly all the way to Hawaii, but if you don't want to do that, fly all the way over to Hawaii. You can boost your social networking just by going to CoinCrack.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I would have saved so much money.
You go to watchandtalk.com/CoinCrack. You can boost your social media presence. It is a fraction of the cost of a trip to Hawaii.
A trip to Hawaii. Good to know. Good to know.
I like how Justin saw right through that.
I was like, why are you asking me so many questions? I knew you didn't care that much.
No, I do care. Come on, I care.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's... I'm ready to kind of get right into these. First of all, I do want to give another shout out to my new podcast for The Deuce called The Deuce Drop. It's about the new HBO show called The Deuce. And you can find that at thedeucedrop.com if you're interested in checking out that show. Also, I just did a Game of Thrones review podcast. We just recorded it today, this afternoon, early this afternoon.
Thanks for inviting us, Dylan. I would have loved to.
You know what? I wanted to invite both of you guys, but I knew you guys couldn't do it at noon. And it's the only time I could fit it in, so unfortunately.
That's exactly when I take my lunch break. I
purposely made it at that time. Anyway, check that out at thewatchandtalk.com for a review. We did a ranking of our Game of Thrones characters, and we kind of talked about the season as a whole. So if you don't get enough discussion with us about Game of Thrones on this podcast, you can check that out. It should be,
on the 24 podcast.
I think it was a good conversation. The person I did it with is a book reader, and so we kind of did some comparing to how it happened in the book. All right, so let's hop into these episodes. I think these might be the two worst episodes of the season so far.
Definitely the second one was bad. The first one was not as bad.
I agree. The first one was I would not have even put it in that category at all. I just say
like collectively
together,
they were the
worst. Yeah. The second one was so bad that it just brought down that first one.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough because like there's I don't know. I'm just having a little bit of a struggle with this season and like all the reputation that it has. Just because I just feel like there's just like one bad thing happening after another, and it just seems to be just a little ridiculous.
One bad thing within the writers, or one bad thing happening for the characters?
No, for the characters.
Yeah. First of all, I think the thing that happened with Miles was really genius. I think that especially when we had this whole moment of everything's going to be fine, we did it, everything's good, and then Miles did what he did. I think that's perfect. I think that was a great idea.
That's probably not. Yeah, that's probably like the most okay part.
But then we're super pissed about it. Bierko escapes, which is so stupid. Then everybody immediately goes from, all right, well, we can't worry about the biggest threat possible, which is the president, who just tried to. That's a terrorist act, shooting a plane out of the sky. That's a fucking terrorist act. And worry about Bierko again. And then Jack's all like, all right, I won't even worry about Logan right now, and then everyone's just worried about Bierko. Oh, it's so cheesy, it's cringe, it's filler, it's bullshit. And then they have to team up with Henderson.
Yeah.
Christina,
not before he gets some sort of immunity. Well, down the path of immunity, I guess.
So much immunities.
Where are you at this? Because I feel like Justin and I are together on this. Rarely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're just whatever episodes. Nothing like. I mean, there was a couple moments that I was like, "Oh, that's pretty tight," or "Oh, that's the whole plane landing on the freeway." I love that.
It's pretty dope.
Good.
Yeah, I must say, for 11-year-old CGI for TV, that looked pretty good. I mean,
yeah, and I was thinking about like the TV that I would have been watching it on when 11 years ago, and like also like
better.
Right. Well, no, it would. Yeah, exactly. Like,
it's
more
good
like
still,
it wouldn't have looked as bad, kind of thing.
Oh,
like
I thought it looked okay for how old it is.
Honestly, I was like sitting there being like, oh, they're landing the plane. This is gonna look awful. And watching it, I was like, actually, this is actually
not so bad.
Yeah, pretty decent.
I was also thinking about like my age at that time, like if I would have been more impressed with it.
Well, you were a fetus at the time, right?
Yeah, I was six.
But dude, fetuses are so easy to impress with special effects. Like they're so
with
easy.
lighting.
Just lights, right? Like,
just lights.
But anyway, I think that was some of the best CGI the show's had, and the show's had some pretty bad CGI. I thought that was pretty impressive. Anybody that hadn't seen it in a long time,
so like
go back and it's kind of impressive how much it holds up. The plane landing on the freeway.
Yeah, I like that scene. I like how Jack was like, I don't know, I need to write stuff down because Jack said something like, "If you're not going to land it, I will," or something. I just think it's so funny that Jack just, he's just.
Just assume. We all and like when he said something like, I mean, I guess we should talk about it when we get to it, but like when he says things like that, it's just like, yeah, you know what? I believe that he probably could land this plane, even though he's not a pilot or anything.
You know, what I love that about it the most is that Jack is pretty much the best at everything he's come across, but he's not best. He can't comfortably land a commercial airliner.
Right, but he would definitely try.
He would try, exactly.
He would put his best foot forward.
He's a pilot. We've seen he's a pilot. He can fly a helicopter and he can fly a plane. So it's funny that he's like, hey, I could try to do this. You would probably be better. And that's so rare to see that Jack would, is telling somebody, hey, you do this, otherwise I'm going to try to do it. I can try. It's not like, I don't know, like Chloe. Chloe, if Chloe was there, she wouldn't even have that option. She couldn't threat to try to plan it or whatever. That makes sense.
Yeah. So these episodes were just okay.
Also,
the second one was
remember
boring,
that Jack broke his rib about
recently, right?
Yeah, about 18 hours.
A couple hours ago.
18 hours ago, he broke his rib. Jar in the chat field reminded us that he's Wolverine, so we appreciate it.
That's good.
Also, before we can get into this, too, we got probably the most badass moment we've ever gotten out of Curtis.
When he gets shot and just says, "I'm all right."
No, at the check at the
when he's a smooth talker.
Yeah.
I even said Curtis the smooth talker, huh?
We'll get there.
It seems like Curtis would work on Christina. I think that's what she's saying. He would come and be like, "What's up, girl?" and you'd be all about it, huh?
So are you being racist right now?
I think so.
Was it being racist?
I think so.
Anyway, so
episode.
Let's talk about episode 521.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
Episode.
When did it air?
May 8th, 2006. It's from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Oh, Ocho de Mayo.
Yes, Ocho de Mayo. Anyone, did either of you guys find it weird that they were showing Bierko in the previously on 24?
I don't think I noticed that, but...
They were showing previously on from like 4 or 5 episodes before.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes when they do
They're
previously on, I'm still like getting my water and stuff like that.
So right.
So for me, I went back. I was like, I selected the wrong episode, and then I'm like, no, this is the right episode. So anyway, Jack tells Karen that Bill's it was the co-pilot and they're on their way back, and then Curtis tells Audrey some good news about her dad.
Yeah,
I knew it. I
think we both said it. At
and
one
I clowned.
Point, yeah.
No, not you, but
I did. And Dylan made fun of me. I was in the car.
I chastised you.
I feel like I said that.
I chastised you.
No, it was me.
Like
you guys laughed at me.
I think I might have said it.
I was Christina, you guys both laughed at me like it was absurd for me.
I didn't just laugh at you. I chastised you. I was like, oh yeah, Mrs. Somebody can get shot through the neck with a bullet and survive. You think you survived that? Right. And then the whole time I was going, she's right. He survived. He's not dead. Like, making fun of him. I don't know if I liked this idea. Also, Jack she doesn't tell Jack, but Jack knows later.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't.
Yeah,
see
he
Jack,
says like I heard or whatever.
Yeah. He's like, and you almost killed the Secretary of Defense, but Audrey in their little interaction, which was like some sexual healing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was weird.
What
did he say?
They kissed, and then he sat at her feet and then started rubbing her knees.
Yeah, and it was weird because the angle was odd and the blanket was there. I was like, where are we going with this?
I don't know. It's kind of hot.
It was weird. And he said something specifically, like, let me, like, soothe you or something.
Yeah, he's something like that. It was weird.
Oh, so weird.
Anyway, Jack is usually not like awkward, especially in the dating scene. I feel like he's kind of a little bit of a pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Not anymore.
With Christina, if you were in a survival situation for a day with Jack, would you possibly end up with him?
For a day? One day?
For 24 hours with Jack, the way that everybody else is. And
no.
Would you possibly kiss him at the end of the day?
Fall for him.
No.
24 hours like this, where he saved your life, and he killed the terrorists for you, and he soothed your knees.
Dylan, you had Dylan at soothing knees.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Can we stay on track, guys? You guys get off topic.
What happened in this episode?
Curtis is told to help get Jack and then secure the evidence. Graham tells Logan he has a plan. By the way, do you guys remember how I was talking about the expositional dialogue that I wanted you guys to start pointing out?
Yes, it happened really hardcore.
Every conversation with Graham and Logan is because if that information gets out there, then you are going to be implicated. And he's like saying on the phone, because he has evidence that directly implicates me in President Palmer's death. How many times are you going to say that on the fucking phone? You are in the situation that you're in because you keep talking about this kind of shit out loud. And then you're doing...
JJ, I'm sorry.
Anyway. I mean, am I right? Am I right or am I right? Am I right? Or am I right?
Right, I got distracted by the anger in your voice. It scared me.
Graham tells Logan he has a plan. He's going to send out a VCI distress signal code from the plane that the hijacker tends to use as a weapon, giving the clearance to shoot it down. And as big of a shit as Logan is, right? Logan's a big shit, right?
Huge shit.
Huge.
He's pretty devastated
to
do that, right? Like
he's a deuce.
He's a deuce drop. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to kill those 50 people.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to sit here and call him an admirable person for it, but there's something to be said for it, right? Like, he is a shit, but he isn't, like, I don't know, he's not malicious. He's not out there trying to hurt people. He's just hurting people to save his own ass. I don't know if that makes him better or not.
Right, is that worse or better? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's worse.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, who do you think is a worse person, Graham or Logan?
Well, Graham, but he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Who do you think is worse? Henderson or Logan?
Logan.
Probably Logan, yeah.
Henderson. Henderson, definitely.
I don't know.
Henderson, first of all, killed David Palmer without Logan's okay. That's been said. He didn't say go kill...
Trials of War.
Right, and he said it was a necessity, Mr. President. And that's what we're talking about this on the phone, because that's what we do, is we talk about all the treason that we commit on the phone. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm like...
When I commit treason, that's where I talk about it.
If I
thought for sure there'd be another recording by now. Like, come on. You guys are just over here talking about everything.
When I talk about a huge cocaine deal over the phone, I say, just kidding, NSA. Every time. On the phone. Because
every time, just so the NSA knows.
That will get you out of trouble in court if you say just kidding NSA at the end of that conversation.
JK.
Just kidding NSA, yeah. Anyway, so Miles acts like a little bitch when he's taken out of the loop. Logan is told about the VCI distress signal, and look what a great fucking liar he is. He'd be like, what is it? I don't know what that is. Also, a president doesn't know what a VCI distress signal is.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that is real, but I think that
they did say it was like a newer thing, so that's the only reason why I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But otherwise,
the president would for sure know about that. Like, especially after September 11th. And are we to assume that September 11th even happened in this world?
Right, that's what I was thinking, because that seems like something that would be post September 11th intentionally, because it's like exactly like basically that situation.
Do you think any of the terrorist attacks that happened on here are worse than September 11th? Nuclear bomb went off in the desert of LA. It didn't kill people, but then we had the virus get out to people. We had nerve gas. Nope, there's nothing. There's definitely not an attack that was worse than September 11th that's happened on this. Right?
Right.
I don't
Is this
know
like a controversial thing to even say? Is it like a controversial thing to even compare?
I'm confused. Well, like, first of all, I'm a little confused on what the question is. Second of all, it's hypothetical, so it's not really, like this is real. That was real.
Anyway, so Mike argues against using the VCI distress signal. Logan orders to have it shut down. Like, Jack, they're talking to an admiral. They're like the admiral, the fleet admiral or something, and he's like, Jack Bauer's has a record of being a hero and saving lives. He must have a reason for doing this. What could it be? And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, all right, shoot the shit down. And Karen Hayes finds out immediately, calls Jack and tells him, and he immediately asks for Bill to find a 5,000 feet of runway. And he's like, take the plane now. He's like, I can't land on a freeway. He's like, it's curfew. Good thinking on the riders, honestly.
Yeah, that was well put together.
Believable.
Yeah. Good thinking on Jack. I mean, obviously, but writers actually thought what Jack thought. But that's some pretty cool, like, and the fact that Jack, with his competence porn, just comes up with that immediately. It doesn't even have to stop and think. Miles sees Chloe brought back in, and I just, at this point, I don't get why Karen Hayes just doesn't let him in. Why did you tell him? They've worked together for years. If she doesn't trust him, then why does she have him working for him?
Yeah. Well, I think, like, up until this last... Sorry, can you hear these kids outside? Rugrats. Hold on 1 second. Hello? What? I can't help it if there's kids outside running. You sound so angry.
You can leave poison out there for the kids.
Yeah, I'm about to. Anyways, I think up until this point, she...
Just kidding, NSA!
Up until this point, she wasn't sure if she was doing the right thing. I think still, like, she was confused on what was really going down. So as soon as she realizes that I think she's in the right, then she lets him in on it, which obviously is a big mistake. But
here's but I'm going way back before that. She didn't tell him immediately at the beginning, right? She didn't tell him right off the bat, and it's obviously because she has trust issues with him, right?
Right.
That's why she didn't tell him right off the bat. Because imagine if this was Bill and Chloe. Chloe would have been told the second he found out about anything, because he would want to seek her help, right? So obviously she doesn't treat. If Miles is Karen's Chloe, she doesn't trust him. Otherwise, she would have brought him in immediately. I just don't understand. They even say together they worked together for years. Why has Karen worked with this dude for years if she can't trust him?
True, and like, look how untrustworthy he really is, and that happened fast. So like. Was that the first time has he always just looked? He's like Littlefinger, you know? He gives that like look, and he's super sly, and like he seems like a slimy kind of guy. So was that she just always read him as slimy, but he never did anything, and all of a sudden this one time?
Great comparison. I think that's a great comparison.
Thank you.
He is using
well
chaos.
Done, Christina. You impressed Dylan.
Listen, he's using the chaos of this whole situation as a ladder, and he's climbing the ladder while he's letting other people fall into the pit.
Well done, everybody.
When you
Great
play
job.
the Game of Thrones, either you win
or you die.
I
knew there was now that what's his name is dead, you can't do that voice anymore. You have
Holy
to have a second
shit,
voice
Christina!
What?
She said, "What's his face?"
I said when I'm talking about what's his face. No, you have no. So you just messed up. I said because what's his face is dead and you can't do that voice anymore. I'm talking about Tony.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yep, I shut you up real quick.
I don't know how you shut me up real quick, because we just talked about Littlefinger.
I'm talking about Tony.
And
Justin, do you see what I did there?
Stop.
Team Tina.
I'm impersonating Littlefinger, and you say just because what's his face is dead now, you should.
And you can't do that voice anymore.
First of all,
you had to find another voice to do.
First of all, you don't know Tony's fucking name. You call him
For those of you,
what's his face?
But I'm just like talking.
Tweet us at Legacy of 24 if you're Team Tina.
Don't worry, I already got a timestamp.
Dylan, it's your fault. You're the one that messed up.
I'm talking about Littlefinger, and then you say what's his face is dead. How the fuck am I supposed to think?
That is your fault. Your fault completely. Go back and re-listen. I said, just
I'm sorry if you don't watch.
And you can't do his voice
if
anymore.
You don't watch.
You have to do a new voice.
Okay, so Christina, you need to go back and study some names. David Palmer, he was the president. He was the president for season 2 and 3. All right. Sherry Palmer was his wife. Okay. Michelle and Tony, they were married. She started in season 2. He started in season 1. Nina Myers was in season 1. Should we keep going back? Jack Bauer's the main character. His daughter's name All right.
Just like I said, what's his name? It doesn't matter. He's dead. R.I.P. Tony.
All right. So, sorry about that, Jar.
JJ. That's Dylan's fault.
All that is going to be cut out of the final product of this podcast.
So you'll see what really goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That was all. I hope.
Excuse me, Christina. I understand I made a mistake, but you thinking that it's ridiculous that I thought that is just as ridiculous.
I'd like to know whose side he's on.
I do too. I want to know.
Jar,
he said,
keep up with all that happened?
Chloe has been proven to be trustworthy to do the right thing no matter what. Miles is proven to only be interested in what is best for him. That's what I want
to know what he thinks about this.
I think he's sticking out of. I think he's deciding to get out of this argument.
Duck out of that one. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
He's not
play
trying to
it in the middle. I don't blame him.
Speaking of which, and to go along with this conversation, Jar in the chat field said Chloe has been proven to be trustworthy to do the right thing no matter what. Miles is proven to be only interested in what is best for him, which is exactly kind of my point. Which is why I don't know why Karen Hayes, who seems to be an admirable person, right, had him work for him this whole time. I don't understand that. She shouldn't have done that. So anyway, but that's fine. So they find a stretch, but it's just not long enough. It's just a little short.
Yeah, that was great.
But close enough.
Just give it a little bit of a, like, oh, is it going to work or not, you know?
And he's like, you can either try to land this plane or I will. And that was convincing him. Again, Jack Bauer knows what to say to convince people.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
You like Jack Bauer?
Yes, it is.
We know.
What?
So also this FAA fighter that's coming to shoot them down reminds me, by the way, going back. Remember Mitch Anderson?
Oh gosh, how far did we go back?
Season 4.
I can't remember Tony's name.
Season 4, less than 24 hours ago. A little more than 24 hours ago, actually. He was the person that shot down the president's plane in season 4.
Oh, yes. I do remember.
And remember
the one that had a sister and stuff.
Yeah, remember he said, like, they have to believe I'm dead. And then after he shot down, they said somebody shot down the plane. He's another Baruz. We've never seen.
Where are all these people hanging out?
Never
Where
seen
are all these Baruzes hanging out?
I kind of like the show doing that, to be honest. I don't mind the show. You know, not in real life, not everybody would get theirs, right? Like, some people would just get away. Some people would just go on about their lives. So, anyway, just reminded me of Mitch Anderson. In a tense scene, they descend too quickly. The plane apparently can't even handle it. And then they land on the 118 freeway. Shout-outs to the...
Shout out 118.
So the Admiral sees this happening and recommends aborting. Looks like they're landing. And Logan, and again, I think he's doing some phenomenal acting in this. He says, I want that plane shot down immediately. And Mike's like, dude, you don't have to do this. They're not a threat. They're landing. And there's like this moment of, what the hell do I, like, what can I do? And when you think about it, he was going to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do this and face the repercussions or die. You know, I think that I would have thought that he would have been like, shoot it down anyway. Shoot it down anyway. I don't trust it.
Yeah, but there's like, oh, okay. If I would have, I don't trust it.
Because either way, he's going to die. Right?
Right.
Either way, he's going to die. He's going to die if he doesn't do that. But I think I see the side of him that still thinks there's a way that they can catch him. Jack's not going to be able to get off that plane without getting caught. And there's a part of him that doesn't want to kill those 50 people.
Right. Most importantly.
Yeah.
So Logan says abort. They land. And again, my note says, not terrible CGI. I'm very impressed. Jack gets out. He slickly gets out the side exit. While everybody goes out the rear. And I like how easily incapable he is on opening those. I would struggle with that thing.
I don't know. I try to sit in the emergency exit row every time I'm on a plane because I got long legs. But so I always think about what it would be like, and I don't know if it would be hard or not.
I always do think about how few, because I just finished flying, obviously, how few people listen to the instructions the flight attendants give. That if there was a real emergency, how would it happen? Like, how would everyone react?
Right.
Because nobody's paying attention. And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, they don't even tell you the instructions for a baby mask. They tell you to read the card. You know, none of those parents read that damn card.
Yeah.
So I think I would struggle also, basically, is my long way of saying that.
Jar in the chat, going back to what I was saying about Karen and Miles, he said, because until this event, what was best for Karen was also best for him. So she, I think, was like, "Hey, this is my little weasel."
He was riding her coattail. Yeah.
Or this is my little weasel that's getting shit done for me, and the dragon hasn't turned against me, right? No spoilers. No spoilers.
and he was also able to ride her coattail to these higher positions. Like they came in, took over this. He's right there. Like so that makes perfect sense. It was always working out in his favor, and as soon as something else came along better, he's gone.
So Graham yells to Logan about it and expects him to catch him outside the plane. Yeah, fucking right. This is Jack fucking Bauer. Okay.
Do you remember who we're talking about here?
You're not gonna catch him hopping out that plane. Are you kidding me right now? IRL, nuh-uh. Ain't gonna happen. He hops 2 freeways.
Ain't gonna happen.
He hops 2 freeways and gets to Curtis and finds him. And Curtis
when was the last time you hopped a freeway?
A freeway.
Sorry.
So mean. He's so mean. Wow. Sorry, Justin. I apologize for him.
Yeah. Apologize on his behalf, please. I have a speech impediment. Yeah, dick.
So Curtis does the dopest thing he's ever done, talking his way past the Marine checkpoint. He's like, "We're on the same side here, guys." And they're like, "Oh yeah, but we have to check everybody's IDs." And he's like, "You're just delaying us. We're gonna go about our job. If you want to shoot a bunch of federal agents, be my guest." And the dude got scared and did it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I literally was like, okay.
Jaffiel there, Curtis.
John in the chat randomly said K-Slice is wise. I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know.
That's not random. First of all, that wasn't random. Excuse you.
It's just some truth right there.
What were they responding to? I don't.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Probably the coattail thing.
Oh, okay.
How he,
I was your Miles, Christina.
For sure. And then something better came along. Mission Valley came along.
I was your little sniveling snake until I took my power move. I took my power move out west.
If Miles is like Mission Valley, right? Right?
Oh yeah, I'm like, peace out. Anyway, I backstabbed you whenever I could, to be honest. Anyway, so
TBH.
Miles finally demands some answers, and Karen says she has to tell him. Pulls him aside, tells him the truth. He pushes back, and she's like, "This is why I didn't want to tell you, dude." My favorite part of this was her saying, "I know what the risk is. I know if I'm wrong, my career is over, and I will be brought up on charges." She's a fucking hero.
Mm-hmm.
She is a hero.
Karen Hayes is a hero. Like, I don't know if I really I liked her obviously when I originally watched this, but I don't know if I fully really embrace what a hero she is, especially when you're hearing her say that. She believes this so strongly that, and these are strangers, and she's going against somebody that she's worked with for years because she thinks it's what's right. And then Miles like, "What are you gonna do? Arrest the president?" She's like, "That's gonna be up to the attorney general." And then Miles like, "All right, fine, I'm with you." Were you guys thinking, "All right, Miles is on board"?
No, I thought he was already in cahoots with the president, as a matter of fact. So when he called the president and he had to introduce himself, I was like, "Oh, surprise!"
How much better is it that he didn't? It's
that
so
is
much
way better.
Oh,
yeah.
Way better.
It would have been dumb if the whole time he was secretly already working for him.
If it would have been the same old, "Mr. President, now is the time to operate plan erase the file thingy," and he's like, "Execute the order." It's so much better that he weaseled his way, and I love it. I really like that. I hate Miles a lot because his character was just written poorly, but you can write a character like that, and to have him turn into this made it half worth it. Worth it. Anyway, she pulls him aside, and she I'm rereading my notes from a line. I need to skip down one. So Bierko is brought out to be transferred, and he nods to the driver of the van. Give me a fucking break. They have the driver of CTU being a Russian separatist terrorist. He had it planned all along.
Smooth.
Justin, feel free to say what you gotta say.
Look. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, though. This is where I was starting to get frustrated and questioning why this season is so great. It's it's just too ridiculous, you know? It's just too out there. So it frustrated me to I think I may have audibly exhaled. It's fuck, one of those kind of things. This is too much kind of thing.
Look, when 24 does this kind of stuff, I get it, and I get Justin's frustration. But the good times on the show, man, they are strong for me. They are very, very, very strong for me. Oh, I just realized our chat for this says Game of Thrones season 7 review.
Oh gosh, well, that's a good see. There, no spoilers, no spoilers.
No wonder we have
We
so
warned
few
them.
people in the chat.
We warned them.
Hold on, let me do 30. Thanks for telling me, John. Thanks for giving me the heads up. Blame John on this. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. skis. All right. Yeah, but what I was saying is the strong moments are the strong moments. Like, you seldomly see stupid stuff like this involving Jack Bauer. Like, you usually see him do the smartest possible thing. For a show you want to see, or a movie, you want to see somebody do something at least that you, like, when you see them do something, you wouldn't want to think, I'm smarter than this. People think that in horror movies all the time. How stupid could you be?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing that? Why are you separating? Why are you going? So at least you want to think, okay, I would do this. But when you watch Jack Bauer, you're like, holy shit, I wish I could have thought of that. Right?
True.
That's the
True.
complete
Yeah,
opposite spectrum of that, and that's, for me, that is very fascinating to watch. Just to see him think through things has just always been very, very I don't know.
Inspiring?
I don't know about inspiring. Like, I don't want to go out there and stop terrorists and all that stuff. But
I just snorted.
it's just fun to.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch. Please talk about your
Thought-provoking, maybe.
thought-provoking. Correct. Stimulating, I guess, would be the word. So
I like that word.
Christina, behave.
That
John.
was Justin.
John said, "Sorry, I thought you were the professional podcaster here."
That is where you're wrong, sir. We are a bunch of amateurs.
All right,
that's
so yeah, Logan found out that Jack escaped, and he loses it in front of Mike. This was such a great moment. This is when I think this is another give him the Emmy situation when he realizes it's all over. First, he looks so devastated, and Mike's like, "Sir, are you all right?
like, what's the problem, dude?
What's wrong?" And he's like, "Thanks a lot, Mike." And Logan just sits, and his phone's ringing. He ignores it. And he just is like, I'm so fucked. I am so fucked right now. What have I done? He's probably thinking, why did we do this? Why did I trust Henderson? Why did I do this? Why did I blah, blah, blah. Reinstate Jack Bauer.
Reinstate.
Like, reinstating Jack Bauer got you in the situation, man. Really, they would have, honestly, straight up, they would have 100% gotten away with it if they hadn't killed David Palmer.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Actually, I don't know. David Palmer had evidence.
True. That was the whole point. Okay. I
don't know.
I don't know what would have been better.
I don't know, but a whole lot less people would have died, including David Palmer. It's your boy.
It's your boy.
He's going to come back.
It's your boy.
He's going to come
back.
They're like, hey, Wayne, Palmer, we have good news for you.
Yeah, he survived.
Turns out your brother survived. He's in ICU, but we think he's going to pull through it. And he's like, oh, wow, that's really great news. Thank you. Also, for such a great actress, by the way, Audrey did a pretty shitty job acting, finding out her father so much. She did a much better job acting that when she found out that he died. Anyway, so they prepare the recording CTU. Chloe promises not to let it out of her sight. Conference call with the Attorney General planned. I don't know why Jack would have walked away from it to go play Snuggle Poo Poo.
Right, like I would. What?
Go play Snuggle Poo Poo.
Yeah.
Snuggle Poo Poo.
For all that it's been betrayed by, everyone, they've been betrayed every season, somehow, some way. I would never walk away from the one piece of evidence I had.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. That was one Jack move that he obviously was thinking with the wrong...
He was thinking he needs to go get a Snuggle Poo Poo in.
He's trying to get that,
Snuggy Poopy.
So he should blame himself on that one.
Okay,
dude,
so
nobody faults him for that.
Conference
That's the show.
conference call planned with the Attorney General. He goes to see Audrey. It's over. It's over. Finally, it's over. What were you guys thinking when they said that?
Well, we knew we still had more hours left, so.
Yeah, but I thought honestly, I thought that this just meant like we were like that part was over, and now we're gonna deal with like the president stuff, and that could have been interesting enough for the next 3 hours. But like,
Oh, I didn't think
Or it
that.
could have
They
been
would've
other
spent
things. It
theirs
could have
on
been a bunch of stuff, right?
Like, yeah, like whatever, like a few other things to figure out. Okay, whatever. That would have been. I think just wrapping it up from here on out
really,
would have been more.
if they did, the president could have been dealing with this, and then all of a sudden Jack's dealing with the people above him for the last 3 episodes or something like that. So, but the thing is, they said it's over. It's finally over, which made you go, oh god. And then Jack says President Logan's going to pay for David Palmer's assassination. And Michelle and Tony, come on. Why do you always forget them? Why is David Palmer the most popular one? Anyway, they share a tender moment. And Logan takes a box out. Did you know what that was when he took it out?
I figured it was that. Yeah.
I thought it was straight up heroin. He was just trying to chill out.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could. Okay, but he has other ways. He could have been a little more subtle than a gun, you know. But that's okay. He didn't.
I mean, I thought he was gonna take the gun and shoot himself in the head. That's what I thought.
You thought what?
He was gonna take the gun and shoot himself in the head.
Yeah, that's why I think that's where he was headed with it.
Yeah, that's what he was planning.
Oh no, I like after he'd gotten up, and like that's not where he headed with that. I don't think.
Oh no, he had to say his goodbyes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was gonna come back and go right back to it.
I honestly thought he was gonna take out a little like attack hammer, and he was gonna kill himself with it.
I figured it was exactly what it was, but I thought he could. I mean, there's other ways he could have done it that would be a little less.
You think it would be possible to kill yourself with a hammer?
Just talk to his wife.
You think you could kill yourself with a hammer?
With a hammer?
No.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm sure it's possible. Could I do it? No.
Of course you
like
could, because you have the best life of all three of us combined.
Oh gosh, aloha.
Best life.
I still
Gina.
So when he talks to Graham, he calls Graham, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Mr. President, you don't deserve this." And he says, "I still think what we did was best for the country." And Henderson even talks about this later, and he was like, "I'm not talking about he's like, I'm talking about survival of the country, like the serious stuff. Like they really thought they were making a big move for the country." And I try to understand where they're coming from, right? They're not just. I appreciate this is the one group of villains that we've had that aren't. I'm going to kill America because things. Right.
Because things. That's it.
Yeah. Because of things.
Hey, we're losing them again.
Like thinking about the plot.
Yeah, I mean,
thinking about the plot for the Drazens in the first season is kind of mind-boggling when you think about it. When like they were trying to kill him for getting revenge for killing a dad, but the dad like wasn't actually dead, and they freed the dad, and I don't know. It's just a bunch of like gotta get revenge or I was left on the battlefield. Now I'm getting revenge against the United States, the bad guy Saunders in season 3, or we're death to America because that's just the stereotype Middle Eastern terrorist. I just appreciate that I don't know. It just feels like there's so much substance to these villains that I appreciate it. They seem to all think that they're doing the right thing. They're not. I mean, I guess most villains in these think they're doing the right thing, but they think they're the good guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a long-winded way of.
We got you though. We got you.
Anyway, so then Graham's like, "Hey, you better kill yourself, dude." And Logan's like, "Don't worry, I took steps to make sure that you and the whole Bluetooth gang won't be implicated." So yeah, and also John in the chat reminded me also it wasn't just the dad, it was also the wife and daughters that he was getting revenge for, which you're right, but still it's all just kind of a convoluted thing. Anyway, moving on. So Logan goes to say his piece with Martha, and she brings tears to his eyes when she says, "I had no idea you were such a good liar. If I wasn't so horrified I married you, I might actually be in." He tears up.
Heavy shit.
Can you see the Emmy? Can you see the Emmy in his eyes, Justin, right now?
That was some heavy ass shit, dude.
Right.
Yeah, and he's done some great acting this season. I completely agree.
And
he's been a lot of different characters.
Would you have ever thought that when we first met him at the end of season 4?
I mean, you can tell he was a good actor because he satisfied exactly what they wanted you to receive emotionally
probably way better.
from him.
I guarantee you he was way better at it than they thought, and they were like, you know what, we could do something out of this.
We can do more with this. Yeah,
right. And they turned him into a villain because they were like, we found a gem in the haystack, which isn't even the same.
but I got you. See how when you say things incorrectly, I just roll with it?
Yes.
See the difference there?
Rather
I'm a
than
good
me
friend.
jumping all over you and throwing a party.
You idiot.
You made a mistake.
That's not
Pew,
the same.
pew, 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 pew.
Randy.
So, okay, so
But
after
yes,
that,
they
after this
did
moment,
find
we get
a gem.
several scenes right here with Logan, and I think they're so great. And then after he leaves that room with Martha, we get a tracking shot, a rare tracking shot on 24. A tracking shot means it's shot continuously without cutting away. And we see him walk from her hallway and his just grim look while he slowly walks all the way back to his office and sits down and takes out his bottle, pours a drink, drinks it fast and doesn't even wince. This guy can drink. I'd like to go out and drink with him before he was the bad guy. And then goes to pull out the phone and then his phone rings.
Convenient.
And it's I don't want to talk to anybody from CTU. It's about Jack Bauer. He says you want to take this. Dude, isn't he glad that he took this call? So I'm calling about a recording that could harm national security. Why are you telling me this? I feel compelled to intervene.
No, I actually like that line.
Me too.
Good.
Oh, I loved it because the whole time Miles didn't say anything to incriminate himself. He didn't say,
Right,
I know
right,
the tape
right.
that's against you. He said it could harm national security. I feel compelled to intervene. And he was also showing the president that he can, be...
Keep his mouth shut.
He can be careful with his
Discreet.
words. He can be careful with his words.
Discreet. Nice job, Justin. Discreet.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to make sure you approved. And he's like, I would. And Miles, Mr. Papazian, I want to let you know that I won't ever forget this. And he goes, that's exactly what I needed to hear.
What a slime ball.
But what a
Slimy.
perfect slime ball. It's like the best his character's been is in this moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so,
it makes this moment makes sense for him as a character. Everything else was just like, okay, this is kind of annoying. And this was like, okay, yep, that's exactly who he'd be.
I wish we left this. I wish this was left off for a week. Because this was a great... I'm telling you, for us, for the week afterward, this was just discussed rampantly. Because he walks over, he just blinks that little red thing. We don't know exactly what happened, but we figured that it probably erased it or something. And that Chloe is oblivious to it. He outsmarts Chloe
which
in
is
this.
crazy.
And then she says, she's like, I see if I can help. He's like, if you think helping is distracting me, then you're doing it fine. And then he leaves. And for us, a whole week after beep, 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 we were like, what the hell is going on? What was that? Oh my God, what are they going to do? Then we see the trailer for the next week, and it shows Aaron Pierce saying, you're a disgrace to your country. We see that in the trailer, and wow, was I excited for the next week. I was salivating for the next episode.
And what a letdown it was.
But guess what? You get the next episode. Actually, the Pierce stuff
Right
was
then and
really
there.
good stuff. Really good. But every Bierko thing was stupid. And teaming
Right.
up with Henderson. Although, I love Henderson as a character. Love him. So I like seeing them interacting. I don't have even as big of a problem as them teaming up with Henderson. Because it's not like he's like, Henderson, we're bros. He's still completely hates Henderson and wants to kill him the second he gets a chance. But I hate that Bierko was so cheesy. That's so cheesy. And it turns Bierko into a cheesy villain, which he's kind of been most of the time anyway.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyway, episode 522 aired on May 15th, 2006. It's from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. So they call the Attorney General and as well as members of the House and Senate Judiciary Committees because they must begin impeachment proceedings. Impeachment proceedings? What about arrest proceedings? He goes, they're not going to... The Justice Department couldn't arrest the sitting president. They have to impeach him first. And yes, so at that point, he would be the very first president to be impeached and removed from office. There's been 2 presidents impeached before. One president almost impeached, but he resigned before it. But never impeached and then removed from office. Once you're impeached, that starts the process of removal. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get one, though.
Maybe.
The first one to be removed from office. Anyway, which I'm talking about Logan, obviously. I'm not talking about in real life, of course.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think that.
Of course.
I'm not
NSA.
anti-American. NSA. Just kidding. So anyway, then the Attorney General's... so they play it, and they're like, with the Attorney General waiting on the line, sound doesn't play. And Jack, harder than we've ever seen, he rips Chloe. Does he not?
Yeah, because Chloe blew it.
Yeah. He's like,
But
damn it,
let's
Chloe,
be
I told you
honest.
you're responsible. And she's like, nobody was here. Who had access to the room? Nobody.
I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm Chloe.
Jack blew it.
Like me.
Jack did. You're right.
Jack blew
Jack
it.
did. And
that's probably why he
would
got
that have
so
happened
mad,
if
'cause he's
Miles
like,
was in there?
crap.
Would Miles even had the guts to do it if Jack was in there?
No.
Anyway, or wouldn't
He
maybe
would have
that,
like walked in the door. It's like when
Hey.
your parents are mad at you and you just like peek in the door and then you just turn around. That's
Hey,
what would have been Miles.
honestly, maybe that would have been kind of badass if he did it in front of Jack also.
Ooh, no, that would have undermined Jack too much.
I don't
You can't
think
be
so.
doing that.
I don't think so.
You don't
Because
think so?
are you sitting here thinking Chloe's incompetent now?
I'm thinking Chloe's paying more attention next time. I don't want to think that about Jack. I think
That's
Jack pays attention to everything.
I don't know. I don't think she expected to be betrayed by him like that. I don't think she even thought that.
I know.
Why did
but
he
they've
have
had
that little
so
bit of
much happen
technology
to
on
them.
him, by the way?
Huh?
Why did he have that little thing on him, by the way?
Oh yeah, what was that about? Like he
What-
just had something that would do that?
Also, when he makes the phone call, he has it in his hand. If anybody knows what that is, anybody would know what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where did he all of a sudden like come up with like does he always just plan? Does he think about every possibility everywhere all the time so that he can always be prepared?
Yes.
That's what I do.
So
Fight
then
every battle in your mind.
she's like, Miles is in here. Jack rushes him. Security stop him. He drops security with one punch. And then he grabs Miles firmly, hand on the throat. And he's like, do you know how many people lost their lives so I could bring you that evidence in? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, we know it was you. Man, don't you wish Jack just ripped the dude's throat out right there?
Yeah, because then I love how he didn't even play it that coy. Because then she's like, "Where are you going? I've been transferred to the White House."
Where?
Like,
And Jack's like,
okay,
the White
then-
House.
To the White
That
House.
was great. Because then it's like this guy's not even. Like there's no hiding it. We all know what happened.
That's a damn quick transfer.
Yeah, that call came in quick. The president don't forget.
He obviously doesn't forget because he did it within a minute and a half.
Yeah, he knew he had to get that guy out of there as quick as possible before Jack got his hands on him.
Do what you have to do,
But-
Karen, but I work for the president now. And she fucking slaps him.
That was good,
That was good.
especially after she was like, "Jack."
Yeah. Yeah, and then she lays her hands on him, too. Logan calls
Mm-hmm.
Karen, and he's like, hey, Karen. Oh, somebody called that AG right there, man. Why are you calling the AG right there, huh?
Meh.
And she's like, oh, there was a mistake. It's been canceled. She's like, glad to hear it. Go ahead and drop them charges on JB. And she's like, what?
John Brett.
You've had everything. You've had to do all this stuff about JB. Now we're just going to let JB go right now? And he's like, yeah, ain't no dang but a chicken wing. Which is just crazy.
This is a great reenactment.
My mom wanted
Please
my name to be
continue.
JB. Did you guys know that?
I'm glad it isn't.
Yeah, the fact that like this, they're not even really hiding it at this point anymore. Like the president knows these people know something's up, and he's kind of like letting them be. I don't know.
No, he keeps saying to everybody, no evidence. You don't have evidence.
Right, but then he's like everywhere, all over the place, being slimy and weaselly and weird. That it's kind of like that kind of implicates you right there. I mean, I know it doesn't directly,
how about
but
this?
it just kind of rubs people the wrong way, right?
How about this? Karen knows. He knows Karen knows.
Yeah.
He knows Chloe knows. He knows that Bill Buchanan knows, right? He knows
That's
all
what
those
I'm
people
saying,
know.
and he's like, we're taking care of everybody.
and-
The blow up CTU.
And he knows
And?
Aaron Pierce knows. Why does he have to kill Aaron Pierce but let those guys survive?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does he think? People are just gonna all forget about it, or because
Right.
there's no evidence? I guess
Right.
he assumes that they can't do anything.
Why does Aaron Pierce have to get killed if he's not the only person that knows it? He doesn't have evidence. Why aren't you saying you don't have evidence, bro?
Right.
So,
Strange.
Anyway, I agree with that evidence. You're not going to bring down the president. You're going to sound like a conspiracy theorist, blah, blah, blah. But all I'm saying is, look what a couple reporters from the Washington Post did. They brought down the entire president back in the 70s. So I think that he wouldn't be out of the clear, no matter what. Even
Quite
with his
yet.
evidence being
Right.
gone. But
Right.
I don't know. I think that, man, this has gotten sticky. This is a
It's
sticky
very
situation.
sticky.
Anyway, so Bierko's escaped. Holy shit! Oh my god, how riveting! And they have another canister. How riveting for that too!
That's
wow.
what that nod meant, huh? I totally forgot. I didn't know what the nod meant.
The nod
was.
meant
I
that,
got
hey,
you.
The nod was like, "Hey, yo, we're boys and we have another canister." And then
Hey,
Hey, yo,
everyone,
we're boys and we got that canister.
so everyone switches to Bierko, who never should have been lost in the first place. And then they get out, and the driver, CT driver, says to him, "We can't do much damage with one canister." And he says, "You're so wrong." Why wouldn't you tell him what your fucking plan is? Why are you keeping it from him? So stupid, guys. This is bad TV, guys, that they put
Bad
in the middle
TV.
of 24. They put bad TV right in the middle of 24, which is
not right.
Which is not right. You
wasn't
can't
right.
don't put your bad TV here. This is not where I want to
Put
see
it
bad
somewhere
TV.
else. Put it somewhere else.
Put it somewhere else. Right. Put it in
Put
the
it-
final seasons of Dexter. Put it in the final
it with-
seasons of Sons of
keep it with
Anarchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say put it
Put it
with
in
some
Walking
like
Dead.
white collar.
White
Or
collar.
some,
Who the fuck cares about white collar or Suits?
Suits.
Full
Put it with
House.
Suits.
Give it to Suits.
Full
Or
House.
Fuller
No,
House.
Fuller House.
Netflix.
Fuller House.
Fuller House.
But don't put it.
Oh my gosh.
Put Bierko
Don't
in
put
the
it
middle.
here.
Put Bierko in the middle of Fuller House, and they'll be like, "There's not much damage we can do with one canister." You're so wrong. No, you'd say, "Oh, actually,
Cut it out.
yeah, actually."
Out.
What he'd say is, "Oh, no, that's funny. Is we actually have a nuclear submarine that we got plans to from another person that we're letting survive, even though we didn't let Rosler survive, but we let everybody else, Colette Stinger and this guy Moretta, we let him survive after we did business with him. Anyway, we got plans for a nuclear submarine from him, and we're gonna go and take not the nuclear submarine, but warhead submarine.
This is going downhill quick.
We're gonna kill everybody
Sorry.
in it, and then we're gonna take it over, and then we're gonna have missiles." And the guy would be like, "Oh, I was so wrong.
We can do a lot.
We can do a lot with one." And he'd be like, "Yeah,
Let's go.
But instead, "You're so wrong, mi amigo."
But look how much more dramatic that. I felt that was much more dramatic though.
Right,
You're so
because
wrong. That was very.
that "you're so wrong"
I felt wrong.
was dramatic because it was in a TV show and not in real life, because that never would have happened in real life, because that's not a line of dialogue. I'm sorry, that is a line
Yeah,
of
I would've been
dialogue.
like,
That is not
if you
real
said,
human
if
conversation.
this was us, and you were like, "You were so wrong," then I'd be like, "Well, tell me, like, how am I wrong?"
I'm
Tell me
like,
more.
"Oh yeah,
Like,
I'm
I would've
wrong."
just-
Then give me the
Yeah,
deets,
like-
bruh, because otherwise I'm outie.
Exactly.
I broke you out. I pretended to be a CTU driver for the past 20 months.
Whoever knows how long.
Right? I hid my Russian accent, Russian cosmonaut, astronaut. I hid it for this cause in case you happen to get caught. Anyway,
Yeah,
Which also
anyway.
means he works like 24-hour shifts
Definitely.
because he had to.
All
always
right,
be
let's
ready for
fucking
everything.
move on from this shit.
so
Justin's over it.
in the chat, well, well, you didn't see where the conversation went on the drive over. We didn't,
Okay.
but I would demand the information immediately. Let's talk about it. Justin, what do you think?
No, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You think this is boring conversation? Well, you're so wrong.
Wrong.
On that note,
Martha
Please.
commits suicide.
That was a good ending. Good ending.
I'm sorry. Martha considers suicide. But
Everybody.
I said commits. Like,
she
why
tosses
did it?
she
That-
tosses
isn't
them
that-
pills. She tosses them pills, but it seems because of Aaron's phone convinced her to stop. She's like, "I want to try to see what is up with Aaron."
He needs me.
Needs
He
me.
needs
I didn't think she was in love with him, but maybe you guys are right.
me. He needs me.
I didn't take a stance on this.
Oh, I thought you guys did, and I was like, no. And I thought you guys were both like,
I've seen the
yes,
entire
yes,
series,
yes.
so I can't take a stance on this. But Justin can.
Oh, I see.
They're gonna bone, dude.
Wow, they're gonna
President's
F
gone
bomb.
away for
Way
President's gone
to
away for a long, long time.
sugarcoat
That's
that.
gonna leave.
I said
Martha
sugar
Logan.
code. I don't
Feel
want you guys to cut
lonely.
that.
And
She
who's
said
gonna be
sugar
there?
code. She messed up. Pew, pew, pew,
You
pew, pew.
idiot.
Guys, we're going off the rails here. Stay on topic, guys. So, anyway, next scene we see Aaron Pierce, which we haven't seen in 3 or 4 episodes. Was he?
I knew he was coming
Was
at.
he in worse shape than you thought he was in?
Was
I
he
mean,
in
you
worse
guys were
shape?
saying that you think that he went to go do something and left his phone there like an idiot.
Well,
You were
I don't know
speculating
why
he
we
wasn't
thought
caught.
that it would.
I don't
be
know
like,
why you thought that either.
Yeah, that was dumb. I think we were just kind of like, because that was like a dumb. I don't know which one of us said that. Sorry.
I remember.
probably
I remember
Done.
when I watched it though. I remember thinking he just got snagged and they dropped his phone. I don't think that's too easy.
Yeah, I think
Got
either
snagged
way,
and
it
then
set
he's
us
gonna
up
get
for saying
shagged.
something
You know
dumb.
what I mean?
Justin thinks he got snagged and then he's gonna have sexual
And
relations.
with Martha.
Shag.
Hey,
Snag and shag.
think about that being on your sexual resume. Getting down
Martha
with the first
Logan?
lady.
Oh my
getting-
gosh! Now we're
getting
moving
down
on.
with
Now
her,
we're
the
getting
first
off
the
the
first
rails.
lady?
The
Yeah, that'd be-
rails are off the rails.
I'd put
The
that
handles
on
have
my.
gone.
I would put that on my Tinder
That's
profile.
that's a story to tell your friends for years to come.
That's something to tell your
Gosh.
grandchildren and your grandchildren's
Yeah.
grandchildren and your
Call me back when you
grandchildren.
guys are done.
Okay. Your grandchildren's grandchildren. Okay. So he says, hey, did we lose Christina? Christina, come back.
That's pretty good.
So he says, you don't know what's going on. Then why don't you explain it to me, Mr. President? Notice he says Mr. President. And then he says,
temporarily.
You've been told a recording exists. That's wrong. That's not what I've been told. You're not listening to me. The recording doesn't exist. I need to know that we can put this behind us. And if you are willing to, I'll transfer you to any position that you want to. Of course, not in the White House. That's where Agent Adams is going to be now. Is that acceptable? And guys, if there aren't some killer lines in 24, then I don't know what are. Because he responds, there is nothing that you have said or done that is acceptable to me in the least. You're a traitor to this country and a disgrace to this office. And it's my duty to see that you're brought to justice for what you've done. Anything else, Charles?
Remember a few seconds ago I called you Mr. President? Yeah. Now you're Charles.
Agent Aaron Pierce. Calling somebody by their first name. What's
not even
president?
Chuck, not Charlie. Charles.
Guys, has my hype for Aaron Pierce lived up to the hype?
Yeah.
Is that the one character that's lived up to the hype?
We can't even talk any mess.
The only one that I straight up said.
Yeah.
The only one that I'm like just on board with.
And isn't it cool that he was just this? He had like one scene in like every season before this.
Yeah.
Like maybe on one. Remember on the second season he snuck Palmer a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So he's done these little things, and then out of nowhere they're like, you know what? The 5th season. We gonna make Charles.
This season, you're gonna drop a Charles.
You're gonna drop a Charles bomb. Charles is not in charge. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh.
No. What are you saying?
You know what? If we
he really doesn't know.
If we did, well, of course, Justin doesn't get that reference because.
No. Clue.
Anyway, there's a show called Charles in Charge that was back before
of our days and our nights or something.
Charles in Charge of our wrongs and our rights. I want Charles in charge of me. Anyway. So, I forgot where I was going with this, but I was going somewhere, and that's where I went. Anyway, Aaron Pierce.
Basically, Aaron Pierce really came through for your boy.
Yeah, I like how it just was a side character that they just decided to blow up in this season, and just he did the badass in the freaking limo. He did the badass with Walt Cummings and Jack Bauer. And then he does this. You know, he easily could lie to get out of this, but instead he says, he's like, nothing you've said or done is acceptable to me in the least. And then he talks to Agent Adams afterward, and he says he's loyal to Palmer. Believe me when I say he's going to be a problem. I've known him for a long time. And yeah, it's just interesting that his loyalty is that he had so much respect for Palmer, right? And that he cannot stand by and see him what's happened to him. Basically, he is this president. Logan calls Graham, explains the recording has been destroyed, explaining he's taking care of Bauer and Pierce. His wife will be fine. What about Wayne? What about Wayne Palmer? Why aren't they talking about Wayne Palmer?
Where is Wayne?
He got stashed. Bill Buchanan took him to a safe house.
Mm-hmm,
but why aren't they trying to take out Wayne? Why aren't they trying to take out Karen Hayes? Why are they trying to take out Chloe?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to try and get them all in a room and then, like, oh, I know what it's going to be like. Never mind.
Where would Edgar be right now? What side would he be on?
Dead.
Just a couple hours later.
Anyway, so Hayes and Bill, what do you guys think of Karen Hayes and Bill?
Bill's came around for me. I think at first I wasn't super into Bill, but I happen to like him now, I think. No, Karen Hayes, actually same.
Them together, I'm saying. Don't you
think you mean
I think he was shipping them.
You're shipping them?
Do you think they get along? Do you think they're getting along pretty well?
I feel like they're too similar in stature for it to work.
What? What?
What the fuck?
Like you don't see two people who look very similar, and you're like, I don't know if that will work because of the way that they look.
The only time I think that is if it's twins. I think you know what, they wouldn't work in a sexual relationship. I
don't think you're.
Then I saw Game of Thrones, and I learned otherwise.
Also, have you ever been on the World Wide Web?
Whoa.
All right. So
Okay,
anybody
guys,
still
Rose,
listening
I
on?
think get your train. Yeah, get your train back on the tracks. Please.
Okay. So
This episode was so
Hayes-
bad. This is where we're at.
Karen Hayes.
Yeah, true.
Karen Hayes and Bills wants you Henderson to catch Bjork. Jack's like, I like how he says, "Not this man, not this time." And they're like, nah, come on, it's not about some grudge. He's like, dude, fine, let me talk to him then. I don't know why they'd let him talk to him, but fine. He doesn't want him. He wants to disappear like Jack did. That tape was his only insurance too.
Which isn't that kind of immunity? Like it's kind of the same thing.
Nope.
I guess if they find you,
It's better
you're
than
back in
immunity. It's
trouble?
better than immunity.
Yeah, better than immunity.
Okay, whatever.
Or they
Then
don't
you
have
can
to
get
go
away from
through.
people who are-
Actually, they don't
No,
have to go
you
through.
get away from people who are trying to kill you.
They don't have to.
Yeah,
Even, honestly, they don't have to go through the immunity bullshit. All they have to do is make him disappear. So they don't even. Henderson can still be a fugitive, and he'll be another person out of the country.
Yeah, I guess, and then if they find him, they can bring him to justice.
Yeah, which
Right.
he expects never to happen. Melina is
Right.
the name of a man who's helped him, and he says, "Send me to talk to him." They can't hack it either because why? Why couldn't they
The
hack his computer?
Phoenix Shield, of course.
Not a Phoenix shield. It's a poison field firewall. Any attempt to circumvent it, and you can say goodbye
gold
to your
hard drive.
information. And you could say
Phoenix
say
shield.
bye bye. You like
That
how
was
I
so
Order
funny.
of the Phoenix.
you like how I gave you guys a heads up about the Phoenix shield and
Yeah,
did it?
because I'm glad you did because I probably would have missed it, to be honest. Like she said it so fast and whatever. So the fact that I didn't miss it, I appreciated it so much.
Did
more.
it not deliver on just cringe,
How stupid it was? Yeah,
Justin?
sure did.
How's it
you
feel
know,
to have the rest of the world with you for an episode?
I mean, like, it feels very good. Like, for the first time ever, I feel like my opinions are warranted.
Oh,
Oh, little baby.
for- First time in
You matter.
118 episodes. Or
No, but
however.
you matter.
I'll even say the Phoenix Shield line, it was delivered. It was stupid when Henderson said it, but the way that Chloe responded about it was probably the cringiest line she's had in the entire series.
She's had some fucking bad ones. I don't even know if this is the
Justin, your opinion is invalid.
worst. Classic.
No longer matters.
Back to normal.
You don't matter.
Anyway. So they send them in together. That's why I'm sending you with him, so he can't get away. And then Agent Adams tries to put Pierce in the trunk, and he's like, "Nah, I don't really want to go in there, to be honest." And he's like, "Just go in there." And he's like, "It's not really my thing to be dead in a trunk of a car." So, kind of like, no.
So nah.
Kind of no. If that's cool with you, no. And he's like, get in there. And then Aaron tries to fight him while he's handcuffed. And then Martha rolls up.
Martha putting fucking bullets in people.
Well, first Martha's walking up and she's like,
can't put a bullet in herself, but
Mar-
can sure dish them out.
Martha walking up seductively, you wouldn't shoot the first lady, would you? Walking up like
I would have
she...
loved it if she started opening up her shirt too.
What?
Can I get through my thought process?
Sorry.
Don't say sorry. Justin should be saying sorry. Anyway, she's rolling up. You
Oh.
wouldn't shoot the first lady. She's all looking like Jessica Rabbit, you know, trying to use her swagger like Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, so you wanted to get through the thought because you wanted to make the sexualized joke.
Can you
before
guys
I did.
cut his mic, please? Larry, cut his mic. All right, Christina, let's finish up this episode. Larry. Anyway, so then when Aaron fights his gun away, which is really stupid that this idiot agent would let him do that. Also, he should have killed him where he was and dragged his body into the fucking trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he's like, "Please, Mrs. First Lady, please stand away." And then he rustles away, and then Martha takes it and puts a couple bullets into Agent Adams, who is a shitty character, a shitty actor, and I'm glad that he doesn't have a career. Velotis kill count +1.
What do you
What's
think
up
our
with
Flotus's kill count is at? Sorry, NSA.
I don't know. Oh! That's the second Flotus kill because Sherry Palmer.
No, Sherry Palmer's putting bullets in people, dude.
No, but she
That's
denied
like
Alan
that.
Milligan his medicine. But then again, do we go back to that debate? Would that be a kill? Because she denied somebody help. Just like when I was saying Tony denied the help. I'm sorry, when Jack denied the help for Paul Raines, that didn't count as a kill, which everybody disagreed with me for.
But
So
it's also-
denying him pills would not be necessarily killing them.
But that was like more direct.
Sure.
Even I was thinking that Jack's kill did count. I was with you on that, or I was the one saying that. Anyways, so I think that was a kill from Sherry because that was like I know right now you're going to die because I'm stopping her from even.
Right. And that is, let's kill him as opposed to we need to divert. We have a triage situation where we need to divert resources to something else and the person happens to die. But all this is moot because the Sherry Palmer was never the first lady. He divorced her before he became president. So never mind. We're talking about all the things that none of the other 24 podcasts are talking about because
we get those important notes in there just so everybody knows.
There are no other 24 podcasts also.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Anyway, so Henderson goes to meet Melina, spills the beans that they're going to bust in. And they bust in, and Curtis gets shot. And Henderson says, we were so close. We were almost there. Jack, you screwed it all up. What should Henderson have done differently in this situation, guys?
Maybe told Jack before he goes in there?
Whoa, what? Knowing they're monitoring him, fucking idiot.
Oh, God. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
If he said, hey, Jack, when I go in there, I'm going to say, hey, these guys are out here. He's going to dump everything onto a hard drive, and we can get the hard drive from him, and then we're done. And he'd be like, all right, but if I smell anything, I'm putting 7 bullets in your skull, and then 1 in your heart, and then 1 in your foot. And that would be pretty intimidating to hear, right? Because I'm not trying to get a bullet in the foot. So,
dude, it hurts. It hurts so bad.
It stings.
It stings for like a long time.
So he could have done that, but no, he decided to pull that. So fucking stupid, whatever. Anyway, they end up finding Russian submarine plans. Martha cleans up Agent Pierce, and then Pierce has to pretend he's dead and lay low for a little while, and says to tell Mike Novick. So fuck yes, Mike Novick finally gets to get involved.
Yes.
We've been like, come on, we've been kind of waiting for a while.
Mike Novick, get involved.
Because Mike has been on the edge of knowing what's going on this whole time. And he knows something's not right. I'm just waiting for him to just nail him.
And remember, Mike Novick, he's betrayed a president before, and that's something he's pretty much vowed he never wanted to do again, right? He didn't want to betray another president. Because that seems to be, if you ask me right now, I'd say that's the biggest regret of Mike Novick's life was betraying President Paul.
Agreed.
So then Jack takes Henderson with him because he needs him for the submarine. Because he knows the submarine layout. Sure.
Okay.
I don't mind Jack and Henderson together. I don't mind Jack and Henderson together. I think it's a little silly, but I love seeing their interaction so much that I don't mind it. But there's a lot of stupid in this. Anyway, then the officer of the sub is warned. They go to lock it down. He's like, oh, let me go check up top. Checks up top, and he gets a couple bullets in his face. 7 bullets in his face, 1 in his back, and 1 in his foot. And that really stung.
Sting so bad.
And then they close the lid after they drop a canister and kills everybody, even though they didn't show any strawberry yogurt.
Not this time.
It wasn't, it wasn't the hour.
That was our last chance for strawberry yogurt.
Because that was the last canister.
That was the last canister, as far as we know. And, they kill everybody in the sub, and they get down there with their gas masks. Jar in the chat says, yeah, that was dumb. Since the chat's delayed, I don't know which of the million things you just said you agree with, but
this could have been any.
I'm glad you agree with him.
Jar, you're right.
Again, you're listening to somebody. This is his favorite show of all time. This was a disappointing episode for me. And then they take it over, and then beep, 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 beep. All right, we got the finale, the final twists, the final turns. The final goodbyes. The final hellos.
Jeez, is that the intro to the next episode or something?
Yes, it is.
I'm with you.
So anyway, it is. We got a lot going on, right? Any predictions?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's all gonna get wrapped up before it gets wrapped up.
They just won't. They'll wrap it up before they zap it up.
I don't understand why you guys don't want to. On all of my podcasts that I do, I love to make predictions, and you guys have no interest in ever making predictions.
I think that it's like
be
hard now. It's shot down.
We don't want to be shot down, or like I don't want you to call me stupid. You know, it's like those things.
Yeah, when I make
How about
when
this?
I say things that are
If
correct,
I'm
you still call me
really-
stupid.
If I'm really chastising you, odds are you might be right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, but still
I
gonna
just don't.
proceed with
Okay,
caution.
so okay.
Yeah, proceed with
Guys,
caution.
where's
Good
Logan gonna
idea.
be by the end of this season in the next 2 hours?
Locked up.
Locked up, not dead.
He's gonna be locked up. They won't let him
Won't let
out.
me down.
They won't
Dun,
let
dun.
him out. Locked up.
Locked
Okay.
up. I
Where
think
is-
that he'll.
Oh,
Where is Henderson
I-
gonna be in the last 2 hours?
Henderson.
Dead.
I think Henderson's gonna disappear.
not dead. Dead for sure.
Where's Jack Bauer gonna be in the next 2 hours?
Dead.
Jack is going to save the day.
What?
That's fucking bold, Christina. That's
Wow.
bold.
Where's Chloe? Where's Chloe gonna be in the next 2 hours?
Dead.
Chloe will be assisting Jack in saving the day.
Guys,
Chloe's
let's-
gonna stay at CTU though. I don't think Chloe's going anywhere.
What's up with
I
Aaron
think
Pierce?
she's just gonna.
What's gonna happen with
Aaron Pierce. Okay,
Yeah.
this is good stuff. Thank you. Let's get to some good stuff. So Mike Novick and Aaron Pierce, I think, are going to bring the president down. I think it's going to be them that comes through for Jack.
Oh,
Because
dude, that'd
them
be
two
hype.
to-
That's
Because them
that's
two
a
together,
dynamic duo.
that's an exact. Thank you. Took the words right from my mouth. Them two together, and then with Jack spearheading it or being the dialogue. Oh man,
That's that duo.
One more.
they just all need to work in a secret agency together. Forget CTU.
Okay, 2 more people. Martha Logan.
Dead.
Oh,
Justin, fucking stop that shit.
Martha Logan. I think maybe she'll be. She's gonna be in it. She's gonna be involved in this. Because she said in this episode, she said.
Do you think she's gonna be a part of the dynamic duo?
Wait, let me. It's gonna be a dynamic trio now.
Dynamic
She
trio,
said.
and they're all gonna smash.
She said, you see, this is what you do to your, see, Dylan, what you do? She said, I was going to let him get away with it. I was going to let him get away with it. She said it. And so she's upset and hurt by her own ability to be okay with what he did, that now it's just going to it's all going to come back in tenfold. You know what I mean?
Very intuitive. Okay, okay.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm saying
Oh,
you
okay.
did
I
pick
can
up on
never
her.
see. I can never tell with you.
Okay, Bierko.
Actually dead.
Yeah. Fair. I'm with him on that.
And then there was one other person I was thinking. Is there anybody else? We don't have any opinions on. We think the same. Like Karen Hayes, Billy Buchanan. We think obviously they're all going to be safe where they are. Curtis, Audrey.
Yeah, safe.
Everyone's going to be safe where they are.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, yeah. I don't.
Well, they're not
going
gonna blow up CTU again. Like they'll be like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah. Then CTU would need to go like underground or something because they're just a target. Yeah, I think they're gonna be okay. Unless someone's stupid and leaves, I hope they all just stay put. You only have 2 hours left. You can survive, or 3.
Okay, so let's talk about where things ended for Jack in all of the season. Season 1 ended with his wife dying. Obviously, he left CTU and things changed a lot for him drastically afterward. End of season 2, he pretty much joined back into CTU by the end, and he goes undercover by the time he gets to season 3. By the end of season 3, he has a breakdown in his car, and he is actually forced out of CTU because of his heroin addiction, and he ends up joining
there's a theme here.
Then he ends up working for the Secretary of Defense, and he takes a new job. End of season 4, he has to fake his own death, and he disappears into the great beyond. So where do we think? I want to hear your final predictions before we get to the end. Where do you think?
I see what you're saying.
He receives a Medal of Honor.
No, I see. We have a theme here. The theme is it doesn't end good for Jack. It ends good for the country.
It doesn't always not end good for him. He kept his job at the end of season 2, right? Like
pretty negative.
I don't mean that. I'm just saying that's where things end for Jack at the end of every season. Something
dramatically.
like something. Or
right.
I guess the ending of season 2 is what the dramatic ending of season 2 is really for Palmer, not for Jack, because he gets the assassination attempt. Jack is fine, but he rejoined CTU at least. So I'm just saying, where do we think could possibly happen?
Is Jack gonna be in a coma or something? Like, what's going on? I feel like you're leading us to something.
Honestly not
intentionally.
I'm not leading.
I know, not intentionally.
I'm not leading anything. I'm just saying, where do you guys think that Jack will end up?
I think I thought he was gonna be next to old girl rubbing her calf muscle again.
You think he's gonna go back and work for CTU?
We can only hope that he's next to old girl. Maybe he joins the Secret Service.
Oh, do I think think Jack's gonna work for CTU. Well, he's always gonna get drawn back to CTU. So, yeah, maybe this was okay. Look, he's left CTU. He's worked here. He's done this. He's disappeared. Maybe this is the season where he gets brought. Like, man, this was such a great 24 hours. I'm back. You know, like.
Yeah, what a great day I had.
What a wonderful
Sleeping
day.
tomorrow.
Wonderful day.
But if he doesn't,
Do you think they get time off after a day like this?
if he
Like, do they
doesn't
go back to
work
work?
for if he doesn't work for CTU after this, then is it going to be the same old thing again? Oh, and now I'm going to be back at CTU
We need
next
Jack
season
again.
when they need my help. Yeah, like, come on. Eventually, he needs to have a full-time job again. Right?
he does need to
That's
work.
what I think.
You think he's gonna work for a Froyo place or Gelato?
I love Froyo.
Gelato. I can see him working for Gelato though.
I think I'm going to go get Froyo now. Are we going to wrap it up before we zap it up?
Let's wrap it up before we zap it up. Where can people find you on the internet, Justin Moreno?
On the internet under @JustinB.Moreno on Twitter and Instagram.
Christina Vanessa, where can people follow you on the internet?
I'm at K_Vanisize on Twitter and at KVanisize on Instagram.
For me, you can follow me at Shuckstr. That's SCHUCKSTR. Go to thedoucheshop.com. Check out my new podcast on the douche. Check out the show. It's a pretty interesting show.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
You guys both watched it?
I watched it.
It's the creator of The Wire. It's pretty good. It's a pretty explicit show for sure.
Ooh.
Lots of boobs.
And lots
Oh
of
no, I don't like
peepees.
Also,
Also, you see some peepees.
Oh, a
Oh,
couple
no, I
wieners.
don't
Yeah,
like
couple
those either.
wieners.
Couple weenie wieners.
you lost me at boobs.
But we got you back at wieners.
And you can go to thewatchandtalk.com. We just reviewed Game of Thrones season 7. We had a good conversation about it, so go check it out. And that's it. I'm Dylan Shuck,
That's Marino.
And I'm Christina Vanisize.
and we'll see you next week.